Alright, it's getting pretty late now, maybe 7:15, 7:20, 7:30 even, I don't know. But I just finished up digging this trench for the doorway to my barn, and got some rebar in there, got my little post, center post set, or at least in there with some dry cement around it. And already today I've, done some praying and listened to God's Great Outdoors. And so I've been ready to go for quite a while, and now I'm ready to go and get some cement, put it on the truck, and then we'll come back and finish this. Now all I need to do is get this cement into that hole, and I'm probably going through some mixing process as well. Also want to take some biochar out of the container and get it spread out, kind of like this is over here. Did some custom extracting for a friend of mine last weekend, and I got the bees cleaning up the equipment now, just kind of feeding off the leftovers from when we strained it and everything like that. So they've got a few bees around here. Hopefully they'll get that cleaned up pretty good today. Alright, we've hit lunchtime and I got the biochar out of the barrel. And there's some bags in there. Those are empty bags of cement. And there's the cement in the hole. And I'm going to cover it up with this tarp so it doesn't dry out too fast. And then the next project is setting up this little wishing well over my water pump spout. I guess that's the casing for the water pump, and that's going to go over it. And also my wife put out the bottling tank up here, so that is out now. And she did a clever thing which I thought was really neat. She put that little washcloth in there so that the bees can get in there and get that honey without drowning in it. That is awesome. Good job, Clarice. Alright, the next thing we did is put in this little wishing well over the actual well, and put some sand around it. That is the well cap, or the top of the casing. And now we have this little wishing well on top of it. This was made by an autistic guy that we know. His name is Steven. If you'd like to, contact him or want one for yourself, they are available. And if you put a comment in the bottom, I'll let you know how to get one. Alright, we're over to see this flow hive.
It's about 50-50 perennial and annual, which I'm not really sure of it means as far as next year.
This is Fred's little wildflower garden. It's amazing.
So,
I didn't mean that smart. I wanted to get my phone, but then I guess Andy can share some of his with you.
No, take two just in case the one
Yeah,
doesn't work.
because mine's going to be the way I want it.
First time, one time, and then it'll be old news.
we'll try. I'll put my hat on too just in case I'm really getting stung in the head. Okay. So I think these two
you're going to get 2 gallons.
This one is about ready, but I think these two look the best. We're going to go first.
Can I hold something?
Well, I'm just going to try to
I'll put the tube in when you take the plug out.
put a little hole in here, slide that in.
Now, did it come with instructions on how to do this?
I watched a video.
Okay.
So, well, I haven't actually
Yeah, it's not even cranked yet.
cranked yet. I'm just trying to do this just to keep the bees from.
Well, supposedly you just, drain it out and away it goes.
Yeah.
Are you going to let it run through
No.
that?
No, he's going to
In
just...
case the bees,
Yeah.
I don't think they'll
Start feeding,
feed on it, but
Alright, so there it is.
I'm going to try to catch it.
Protected from robbers.
Yeah. All right. So that's step on.
Okay. And now he's taking across the little
Okay.
thing where you can crank it. And then you got to take a thing out and then get the crank.
I hate this one. I haven't figured out really how this really, it just always flops. I don't know. Okay, so this one here, I say you can do it either all at once or a quarter at a time, but it's, I say it's sort of.
I think it's already coming out. Yeah, I can see it coming out that little spout.
That's a great hot day.
Yeah.
And it's nice and
So is there like 4 different things through there that crank
No,
it?
there's just one, but you can do it partially. It's, otherwise, sometimes they say it's hard to crank if you try to do it all at once, so you can do it in stages just to make it easier.
All right.
Let's see. I wonder if I should
And that's
tilt it
just
more
running
back.
down in there. Well, oh man, it's got a whole pipe full now.
Why not me? I can't see if I'm even doing it.
I could probably take that off right now until the bees
But
maybe.
you got the ant. You got right around here. Will the ants do anything?
that's
Yeah.
nothing. When we extract honey, it's not uncommon to have.
But look at how clean it's coming out.
It's going out pretty quick.
Getting a little wax in it, but not too much
If this is raw,
goo or
this is gonna
bee legs or nothing.
it's gonna have.
That was kind of my thing, is that if there's bees in one of those cells when you try to crank it,
Uh-huh.
he's
They-
either got to get out or get crushed.
Yeah. Of course, if you know, the bee would, you can see how the bees, they go forward in, so I think the cranking would just maybe not really hurt the bee, I would think. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Well, this is a big deal, right? First time we've ever done this or
yeah,
seen it or anything.
You've got about 1.5 inches, 2 inches of honey.
Yeah,
in
this
the jar.
it's coming out there pretty quick.
So is
I
that
was
like
thinking
a
it-
10-gallon jar?
No, it's a 1 gallon
1
jar.
gallon.
10 pounds?
So 1 gallon would be
Yeah.
I did
about
look that up
12
the other day, and it
pounds.
said
Is that about right?
Well, I know
12
what
or
a
16,
5-pound jar is.
somewhere in there.
It's about twice
Well, and I didn't know. I looked up one day. I said, how much does a gallon of honey weigh?
It's
12 pounds.
Well, I guess that's...
that. Yeah, you're gonna
And the bees are pretty much just... They keep
They-
coming and
they
going.
know about them, so there's not, I think there's not dirt yet. I think there's still a lot of foraging going on. So
Well, I can see them really fanning over here. So they're working. It's not bothering them a bit.
they don't know what's happening. They're being robbed. That hasn't been capped. Do they eat that first? Or?
It sort of depends, I think. I don't know. I never watched them. All right, so there's a little cinnamon there, but you can see right through that side window the bees are working away. Of course, you wouldn't want to leave that open because wouldn't that melt the wax?
Maybe it might get hot in there, yeah.
Well, we went wandering around to look at his wildflowers, and this little bag came off and started making the honey run down across the bag, across the top of that, and then down onto the ground. Now, there aren't any bees out there robbing it yet, but luckily we still got a honey flow on, and they're not really bothering this, so that screen may be overkill, but we're going to get a pair of vice grips or something to clip that on so it doesn't fall off of there again. Yeah, so there they are. 2 half gallons out of 2 frames, and they look pretty clear. You know, they got a little bit of wax bits in there and stuff, but they're looking pretty good. Alright, I got 1 rivet that's out of there, and I'm going to see if I can get that back in. I bought a pack of rivets at the store, got plenty of rivets, just need to get one of those in there and paint it over. Well, it's in there, but that it's still loose. The problem is I can't get the tractor out of the barn right now because that cement is still wet, so I'm gonna have to wait to finish that for another day. Alright, I still got enough daylight. I think I'm going to put up this little piece of pegboard inside the barn. I just got to cut it so it'll fit between two of the arches. Alright, I got it up. It's in the barn, kind of tucked away just so there's enough space in there to get the little hooks behind it, and hopefully that'll be pretty efficient on space. One thing I found is that this wall, although it's really got a lot of storage in it, if you don't put things back exactly where they go every time, it can become like, where's Waldo? So with that, I think I'm going to call it pretty much a day, and maybe wet down the cement just one more time, pick up the tools, and just relax for the rest of the day. Just one more thing. This, I don't know if you can see it, that is a cicada killer. Not a murder hornet. It's a cicada killer. Now it is pretty impressive, the size of that thing, but still not some Japanese hornet. That is a cicada killer. And they are quite impressive when they go after cicadas, but we are going to let this guy back out into the wild to do his job.